Hey, what's up, Hammer fan? Welcome back to HammeredHead. Today we're going back in time to the Clone Wars collection to check out Whorm Loathsom. This guy's definitely in the running for best named character out there. I don't know what they were thinking, but I mean, the name gets the job done. He does look pretty loathsome up there, so that's cool. Really fun image on the back. The figure itself looks really goofy, just like the character. His head is so big they had to turn it to the side in the packaging, which is nice. We got a firing missile launcher, which is pretty cool. And a funny pose here. There he's just vibing up in the tank. CW-15, Whorm Loathsom. Separatist General Whorm Loathsom meets with Obi-Wan Kenobi to accept the Jedi General's surrender on Christophsis. Loathsom grows angry when the discussion drags on and, with his immense strength, throws a heavy table aside. He demands an end to the proceedings, which he gets, but it's not the conclusion he is expecting. Oh, exciting. Some other kind of cool figures. Clone Wars collection is pretty fun. We got a lot of deep cuts. This is like obviously a character that's never going to be done again, so it's nice to have another Separatist dude in the line. Let's open him up and take a look. Here he is, Whorm Loathsom. The dude looks really cool. I only have a few small complaints about him. One is that things just in general are kind of loose on him. So his head actually popped off while I was taking him out of the case, which was more funny than anything. It's, it goes right back on. It's not a big deal. But his coat thing is incredibly loose. It really rattles around on there. And then he does not have a very good grip on his blaster at all, which is a little bit annoying, but not a big deal. As he's like a senior officer or whatever, so it's not like he's all out there fighting, doing a lot of really cool combat moves or anything. But the blaster looks cool. It's a unique sculpt. Looks pretty nice. No paint apps or anything, but, being an animated blaster, that's okay. And then the sculpt for the guy himself also does look very animated. Very cartoonish, but that's okay. I think there's a sufficient amount of detail for the guy, especially on the head. That's the coolest part. It doesn't really look all the best around his neck, the way it attaches. You can really kind of like see the joint there. But if you're looking at him head on, he looks awesome. I really love the tusks. And then, yeah, his little shoulder piece, other than the fact that it rattles, I think it looks really nice. There's a lot of good detailing and paint apps on it. He's got his belt really tight here. That's kind of weird. But yeah, some cool adornments on his outfit. And then his feet are really, really small, which makes him a bit of a pain to balance because he's super top heavy. But it's doable. It's not the worst I've seen. And then articulation-wise, he's, a product of the times. Ball joint head, which moves pretty well. And then he's got ball shoulders that move well. Elbows don't quite go 90, but that's enough. He's got really thick arms, which looks a little goofy. We got swivel wrists, swivel waist, and then swivel hips. Nothing in the ankles or knees. The other accessory he comes with, of course, is the rocket launcher. Now, it's designed to be held with two hands. Never in a million years are you going to get Whorm Loathsom to get his hands close enough together to hold this in any meaningful way. But it also doesn't really make a whole lot of sense for him to be using it anyway, so if you wanted to put it on another figure, I'm sure you could. But the sculpt looks okay, pretty basic, not a whole lot going on. And then the rocket actually has some cool designs on it. But let's test it out. There we go. Is that in? I think so. I think this is going to be the same as Padme's grappling hook situation. For the glory of the Separatist Alliance. Oh! Okay. I don't know if you could see that. It kind of worked. Oh! Okay, so that rocket worked a lot better than the Padme grappling hook fiasco. But yeah, other than that, there you go. That's Whorm Loathsom. I think he's pretty loathsome, kind of wormy. Definitely a fun-looking guy. Maybe not the most practical sculpt or anything, but I'm really glad to have him. I think it's nice to have, different Separatists that aren't just straight-up battle droids or anything. Or like, all the nuke gunrays and stuff. It's nice to have like regular CIS officers that you can throw in the army. And this guy is, I always thought he was a fun character in the movie. I kind of wish they did more with him, but it's okay. At least they, made the figure out of him. But let me know what you think in the comments. As always, thank you to my Patreon subscribers. Be sure to follow on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Check out the Patreon page. And don't forget, stay hammered.